Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, the Beauty Myth. Learn the beauty secrets of the goddess next door in this action-packed Isis series adventure. Get Isis, the Beauty Myth at online booksellers everywhere today.
Better get the coleslaw, y'all, because we're having us a barbecue. Rapper Sexxy Red wants us to believe that a sex tape of her and some dude was leaked on Instagram. Sure, Sexxy Red, sure. Now, according to XXL magazine on October 4th, someone posted footage of rapper Sexxy Red having sex with some pookie on Instagram's stories section. And in this short clip, we are supposed to be seeing Sexxy Red and this pookie who is sticking the carbon rod in the atomic waste reactor and participating in some nuclear fusion. And this footage allegedly was leaked by someone, and that is the report from Sexxy Red as related to how this footage got on Instagram. Now, as someone who has been working around the entertainment industry for over 25 years, I've got to call BS on Sexxy Red's claim that somebody put this footage on her IG account. Moreover, as someone who is on IG promoting his books and has used the stories feature, I also have to call BS on the claim that somebody put this footage on her IG. Now, I have to call BS on this as someone who has been in the entertainment industry, because as someone who has been around the entertainment industry, I know that nothing is done by accident. And in most cases, when things are done, they're usually done for publicity, and bad publicity is better than no publicity at all, because you want, as long as you're getting a reaction, you still have some relevance, and if you're getting no reaction at all, that means that it's the kiss of death. And this was basically done to get a reaction from most of the people out there as related to Sexxy Red. And this was deliberately done by members of her team, because when it comes to footage of something like a sex act, you usually have to get a release from the other individual who participated in that act to be able to use that footage if you are in the entertainment industry. And that's how it goes when it comes to the entertainment industry and acts that involve you and another person. So that footage basically could not have been posted on her IG without the permission of the dude. Moreover, that footage, when it became in the possession of Sexxy Red's team, they were the ones who control her IG account, and as the ones who control her IG account, they cannot put anything on that account without her signing off on it. Because when it comes to a celebrity social media, they usually aren't the ones going out here and posting the footage themselves, but they have members of their team who go out here and post this footage. And all of that footage, whenever it's posted there, whether it be in the feed or the stories, all of it is done with their signing off on it. Because if they don't sign off on it and get releases, what's going to happen is that a celebrity is going to put themselves in a position where they can be sued. And when it comes to somebody like Sexxy Red, who definitely has a team behind her, because you have to have a team behind you for your social media to manage that social media, they all basically signed off on this entire footage being placed on her IG. So don't let anybody fool you into believing, oh, this was posted by accident, because nothing in the entertainment industry is done by accident. No, these stunts are orchestrated and choreographed by entertainers in order to try to get a reaction from the crowd, and they need to go out here and get that reaction, because that sends them a message that they are still relevant in the world of entertainment. Now, when it comes to IG or Instagram, oftentimes with this kind of content, it violates their community guidelines. So that's another indicator to me that this was a stunt, because if anybody else were to go out here and post graphic footage like of themselves like this on IG, I guarantee you their account would have been terminated, because people have had their accounts suspended and taken down for less than that. So when I look at this whole incident, it definitely was something orchestrated, because if she had did this without the hands of the mainstream media behind her, her account basically would have been suspended and or terminated for violating Instagram's community guidelines. So that basically shows me that this basically was a stunt, and it was a stunt orchestrated to build on the momentum that Sexxy Red has been building ever since she started making all of her appearances on shows like the BET Awards and the other award shows out here. And as she's been making these appearances, she's been getting herself out there. And in order to maintain the Jezebel image that she has been presenting in mainstream media, she needed to do something to try to escalate things and try to go out here and further establish her image, because that's what Sexxy Red did when she made her appearance on those award shows, when she was out here basically in these scantily clad outfits and going out here presenting herself in a hypersexualized fashion. And just because she was presenting herself in a hypersexualized fashion, basically almost looking like a porn star, it was getting people shocked. But they needed to go out here and escalate things and try to do something to get people to see that this wasn't just an image. This was something that was core to her character, and this is what this whole stunt was all about, of her showing this footage of herself and this Pookie going out here and participating in this freak action. This whole incident of her getting her freak on in that small clip, that was all about trying to go out here and further push her narrative as related to being this just promiscuous woman as related to entertainment in the rap game. So this was something that was orchestrated and designed in order to go out here and try to push the whole gimmick that Sexxy Red has been pushing. And sadly, as she pushes this whole ratchet gimmick, she's actually pushing the image of black women that much further into the sewer. Now, Sexxy Red basically is going out here looking to build her name on the entire narrative of being a black Jezebel, the old racist stereotype of a sexually promiscuous black woman who has no real cares about any sort of moral standard or any sort of care about how she conducts herself as related to character. And this is just another escalation of the ongoing narrative that white media companies want to push as related to the black female image in their media. And they've been doing this ever since about the 1990s. It started out with rap groups like B Words with Problems and H Words with Attitudes, then escalated to rappers like Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown. And while it was on the fringe of hip-hop, it became mainstreamed by actress Halle Berry when she starred as Letitia Musgrove in the movie Monsters Ball in 2001. And with the mainstreaming of the black Jezebel stereotype, we saw the image of the black woman going from the respectable wife of Claire Huxtable in the 1980s back into the sewers of white supremacy, where she was repackaged into this black Jezebel. And that was shown to us in many images in YouTube videos, like the women having fights inside of the fast food restaurants, the black women twerking in videos, and we further went into a descent into the sewer as this whole image of ratchetness became mainstreamed in the 2010s. And in the 2020s, we have black women like Sexxy Red taking the image of black women further down the sewer And we now have a woman basically turning the image of black womanhood into that of a pornographic actress, because that's basically what Sexy Red is presenting herself in the racist stereotype of the black Jezebel, because what the white supremacist wants to see black women look like is to look like women of the evening, looking like prostitutes and porn stars, and they do this deliberately because what they want to do is degrade the black female image in order to elevate the white female image as the ideal standard of beauty, because that's what the white supremacist wants to do. They want to degrade the black female image in order to elevate the white female image to an artificial ideal of perfection. And that's what they do by going out here and promoting entertainers like Sexy Red and promoting them participating in pornographic and sexually promiscuous behavior, because going out here and demonizing the image of the black woman allows them to elevate the image of the white woman to a false ideal of perfection. And that's what Sexy Red is being used for, and that's why she's being presented in all of this entertainment. And that's what that whole thing on IG was, as they were looking to push the boundaries, but it really wasn't pushing the boundaries when it came to the white media. No, when it came to the white media, they believed that being sexually promiscuous is perfectly normal for black women, because they don't see a moral standard for black women. No, they don't see the same standard for black women that they do for white women. And a black woman participating in a sex tape for them is nothing special. But sadly, Sexy Red believes that this is going to elevate her image the same way that Montana Fishburne believed that it would elevate her image. I mean, I remember back in 2010 when Lawrence Fishburne's daughter, Montana Fishburne, said she was going to go into the porn industry. She thought going into the porn industry was going to make her a star. Now, as somebody, again, who has studied the entertainment industry and even the adult entertainment industry, I know that being a porn star is not going to take anybody anywhere, because the career of a porn star barely lasts less than a year, and at most 4 years, because that whole business is hard on a woman. And it's hard on a woman because as she's going out here taking all of these carbon rods in the front side, the back side, and the mouth, what's happening is she's taking on the spirits of those men, like Ringo talked about, and the DNA of those men, and that's causing a metamorphosis in her that turns into a spiritual crisis, as all of those spirits are fighting with hers instead of bonding with hers. And that's what leads to her having all of these mental issues, because she's got all of these spirits of these different men inside of her. And that's what happens to those kinds of women in the porn industry. And Montana Fishburne got turned out. And what's happening to Sexy Red is she's thinking that she's going to ride this road, not understanding that she is on the road to getting turned out, just like many other black women, like Halle Berry, like Lisa Bonet, like Pam Grier, like Dorothy Dandridge, like Josephine Baker. I mean, generation after generation of black women think that they can go out here and play the Jezebel role, but the only thing they get when they play the Jezebel role basically is get turned out. And sadly, that's what's going to happen here to Sexy Red, who thinks that she can use sex to sell herself. But what happens to all of those women who try to use sex to sell themselves is they just get turned out as they sell their soul to white supremacy, because white supremacy never had any sort of interest in elevating the black woman's image to the same level of the white woman. And while these black women go out here and make the compromise with white supremacy, believing a covert contract that they will be elevated by the system of white supremacy if they compromise their moral position, what they find is that the system of white supremacy, while they try to make a deal with them, all they get is a raw deal where they just get turned out, they just get bent over and screwed over by these deals. And again, not understanding that they don't see black women as sexy like Sexy Red thinks. No, they just see them as easy, and that's what the white supremacists in media think when they see Sexy Red in a sex tape. They just call her Easy Red because there's a clear difference between the black woman's image and the white woman's image. Again, Kim Kardashian can do a sex tape and be seen in a positive light, but Sexy Red, a black woman, is not seen by that standard because in the system of white supremacy, a black woman is seen as a Jezebel and seen as easy. So this is the mistake that Sexy Red is making, and she thought she could go out here and orchestrate this stunt, and it would lead to her being taken on the next level by these white devils. But all she's going to be sent is straight to hell as related to her career, because when you go out here and play the Jezebel role, most of these white men just basically don't want to go out here and give you any push. That's what happened to Lisa Bonet. That's what happened to Halle Berry. And that's what happens to many black women like Montana Fishburne. They go out here thinking that they can go out here and sell sex like white women, but the world sees them completely different because, again, they don't see black women as women. They see them as Jezebels. And many black women basically think they can go out here and pull these kind of stunts and they'll be able to elevate their social status. But what happens is that their social status winds up falling, and it winds up falling because they don't see these women in the same way that they see the white woman. And Sexy Red thought she could pull this stunt. She thought, oh, I'm going to say, oh, I didn't know anything about it. I gotta call BS on that because I know how social media works for entertainers, and I know how the entertainment industry works, and nothing goes on somebody's account without their permission. Nothing can be put on your account without your permission because you have to know the password. Moreover, you have to sign off on everything. So as somebody who uses Instagram, I know that's on my phone and my computer, and it can only be used if my password is put in, and it can only be used if I put the footage on there, and if it's footage of me on there, then I have to have been the one who signed off on it. So when Sexy Red made that statement, I just knew it was complete garbage because I know a marketing stunt when I see one, and I know that this marketing stunt was made by her team to further elevate push the Jezebel narrative, a narrative that is detrimental to young black women and young black girls and destroys the positive image of womanhood to our young women, because nobody should be seeing a sex tape on Instagram. I mean, this was, again, something that violates their community guidelines, and she wants us to believe that this just was slipped through. No, all of this was orchestrated, all of this was planned, and all of this was planned to further tarnish the image of black women, and most black women really need to see the game that is being run on them, because what white supremacy really wants to do with these kinds of stunts is promote the idea of you following into ratchet culture, promote the idea of you accepting the role of the black Jezebel. And sisters, you can definitely do better than being a Jezebel. No, you are too beautiful for that. You can do better than being some prostitute in the system of white supremacy. And you can do better because there are brothers like myself who want to elevate black women and want to see black women be the very best they can be. Now, if you want to pick up some of my positive black fiction on the SJS Direct imprint, elevating the image of black women, you can pick up my books like the ISIS series, the Esteem series, the books like the Spinsterella trilogy, my black sorority novel, The Thetas, my vampire novel, Eternal Night, and my black business novel, A Recipe for Success. You can find all of these books presenting inspiring, uplifting, and empowering images of black women in paperback and Kindle format on Amazon.com and other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. And if you want to see me be able to put more positive images of black women on the covers of my books, you can send a donation to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, Revenge of the Cyber Goddess. The goddess next door takes on the threat of a deadly digital diva driven to destroy the world in this action-packed, all-new Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Revenge of the Cyber Goddess featuring a bonus pin-up and the other 2 books in the Cyber Goddess saga at online booksellers everywhere today. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, Isis, Imitation of Life. The goddess next door helps a young black girl overcome racism during the era of Jim Crow in this Golden Age Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Imitation of Life in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.
Now available for the first time in paperback, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single. Learn all the reasons why so many black women can't find a husband and why 70% of black women are single. Get your copy of Why 70% of Black Women Are Single on Amazon.com today.